Hello, hello. We are here with another episode of Barbershop After Hours. I'm your host, William Alfred, and today we have a special guest. Special guest, my man, Dr. Alex.
What's going on?
What's going on? So, um, it's always an honor and a privilege having you in my chair. We get these talks in.
Oh yeah,
We get these talks
it's
in, and
nonstop.
I was like, we gotta put this on the podcast, man. Like,
Love it.
um, so won't you let everybody know what is it that you do?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll start off with that.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it that you do, man?
Man, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
So what I do professionally, I'm a professor, associate professor at Rowan Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine, specializing in osteopathic neuromusculoskeletal medicine and medical acupuncture.
Woo.
So
That's a
yeah,
lot.
it's a lot of words, a lot of letters. But to just put it in basic terms, I just treat people with my hands
Okay.
and I address their pain
Okay.
most of the time, and just help people feel better naturally. I don't really like to prescribe much medication.
Okay.
I think most things can be healed through proper diet, exercise, movement, biomechanics, and knowledge. So that's what I teach my students. I'm also a residency director, medical director, course director.
Wow.
So I'm big into medical education, been doing it for years. Was in private practice, integrative sports medicine for a bit. Had a private practice in Philly as well on the weekends. So I love to work.
Yeah.
I love what I do, so I don't really feel like I work. So it's all good. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So I know your brain is constantly running because it's divided with teaching and practicing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
so how do you find the time for you?
Mhm.
To
Mhm.
basically like refresh yourself and
Mhm.
because I know you do. You have to make sure everybody else is straight. You
Oh
have to
yeah.
make sure your clients are straight.
Mhm.
So on your daily basis,
Yeah.
I seen you had me in one video where you was doing the get ready,
Mhm. Yep.
getting ready
Yep.
with you.
Oh yeah.
So because that could transcend into like what everybody need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
100%.
having anybody that's part of it. What do you suggest that people do to take time out to cater to yourselves to make
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, the way I put it sometimes is like you can't fill up someone else's cup if your cup is empty. So
Okay.
I make sure that my energy is good before
Okay.
going into a treatment or before teaching and the way to do that is to make sure my stress levels are down, make sure I'm eating right, drink enough water. Exercise for me is like the main outlet. I think if there's anything you can do for your mental health, it's to exercise.
Mm.
Research has shown that. So, uh, luckily my wife being a professional personal trainer, she makes sure I get my gym time. Like she'll text me, be like, "I got the baby. You go to the gym after
Right.
work."
Yeah.
So I get a really solid workout in, maybe at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay.
I use my other days to recover. I used to in my 20s working out 7 days a week and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm superhuman. I can keep it." But
Yeah.
honestly, you need to give yourself those rest periods to actually make gains.
Rest.
So
Yes.
you gotta rest. If you're going hard enough in the gym, you're gonna need it to recover. If you're able to work out 7 days, I don't know if you're going hard enough, but so I think for me it's exercise. Other part is finding the right career path because I can truly say like I'm tired after work, but I'm not depleted. Like I don't feel like, man, that was brutal on my energy, on my emotions. Because I think what I do on a spiritual level is very fulfilling, helping people,
Okay.
and because it's fulfilling, it gives me energy. Right?
Wow.
People are
Yeah.
they deliver, and it's all gratitude, right? So
Right.
people are like, thank you so much for helping me.
Yeah.
Students are like, thank you for teaching me this stuff. And so I'm like, this is awesome.
Right,
Like
right.
the fact I get paid to do this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like because I truly love. If money wasn't an object, I'd still be doing this. Like I'd still be trying to help people through their pain. A lot of patients who see me, it's because no one can figure them out. No one
Right.
can figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm all about, you see the engine light go off. The light isn't the problem. The engine is the problem. So pain can be a distractor. So
Wow.
my goal is to hear people out, treat their pain correctly, and the only way I can do that is by making sure I'm good.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we talked about this earlier when, in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as you know, the men.
Yeah, guys.
We have issues. We have issues on going to the doctors. We have issues because we always think that, oh shoot, like it's an assignment. Like it's you're not going to the spa. When you go to the doctors, it's like, oh shoot, I'm going
it's a
to
burden. It's
find
more
something
stuff.
that's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what would you say to encourage men to like, or what's the importance?
I think the importance is, men need to be proactive about their health because we have higher risk factors for chronic disease.
Right.
Women live longer. It's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my patients are women because they take good care of themselves.
Right.
When something is wrong, they take note and they go get it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
For guys, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got a bum leg. I'll just live this way for years and not
I'll just deal with it."
And then it affects their back, and then that affects their neck, and then that affects gives them headaches, and it spirals. So, a lot of times it can be a bit of an ego thing. Like doctors, men are like, "I can help myself. I don't need someone to tell me what to do." Like. Mm-hmm. Listen, I got this. I'll just ask ChatGPT what to do, and I'll do that.
Wow.
There's a lot of misinformation,
right.
And I teach my students about that too. But I think for men specifically, check the ego at the door and just realize like a lot of these physicians are just trying to help you be the best version of yourself, and then so you can be the best version of yourself for your family, for your spouse, for your kids, and just have a better quality of life. Because I think a lot of guys they're just like, suck it up, deal with it, just live with that pain and get back to work. But you don't have to suffer. Like, suffering is a part of life in the end, but of course, learning how to manage it and to be educated and smart about, what your health priorities are is, gonna make your life that much more smooth sailing, that much easier, and then you're not lashing out on your family, your colleagues. You're just being a better version of yourself.
Yes.
So I think
I'm a believer.
Yeah. So I think main thing for guys, I think I think cardiovascular health is huge, right? A lot of men, they die prematurely because of heart attacks and things like that, and it could have been preventable.
Right.
You could have been on the medication, whether and not all medication is terrible, right? Yes, it can be annoying, but you're taking it for a reason to prevent a chronic illness, and if you don't have side effects, even better. Like, it's just something you do every day. Like, I got my cholesterol checked. Luckily, because I exercise, I'm on a good diet. Like, it wasn't crazy or anything, so I'm not on medication yet.
Right.
My mom is high cholesterol, and sorry, Mom, sorry to put that there. but she's a physician too, and she's like, you got to get it checked. My wife's like, you got it, and I haven't been to the doctor since I was a resident. That's like years, and I'm like, now I have a baby. I gotta be. So I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah. We was talking about that. It's it's responsibility in every corner of life now.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What's your opinion on, or fact, whatever you had, about supplements and like if you look in here, you see I got the beet supplements and stuff like that. Because I'm when I'm scrolling, it's in the algorithm now. Where it's like, oh, if you have high blood pressure, if you have this, try this out. Right. And but then you have other people that will say, you gotta be careful because this stuff could, basically intercept the medicine. That you're on, the medication that you're on.
Yeah, it's a great question. Supplement industry is huge, makes billions of dollars. Key first thing to understand, it's not FDA regulated. So a lot of these supplements, they can be saying one thing, putting something else. It doesn't really matter. So the company you purchase from has to be trustworthy.
Okay.
How you know they're trustworthy is if they get third-party lab testing, if they're transparent with their product, see what other organizations they're affiliated with.
That's interesting. Third-party
lab testing.
Testing,
and if it's a good company, they'll be like, we have our products tested by labs that we are not affiliated with.
Right.
Especially if there's actual research studies using the supplements that company sells. That's another maybe good indicator. Okay. Although some companies will pay for that research and it's biased.
Wow.
So
it's hard to tell who's who, basically.
So it's hard to tell. Second thing though is like, supplements are great, but if you're not doing the basic stuff like drinking water, sleeping correctly, eating well and exercising, it's like, really, what's the point, right? It's like, let's say you have like a Honda Civic, you haven't gotten an oil change or an alignment, but you're like trying to put like new spoilers on it and like rims, and you're like, what are you doing? It's like,
right.
get the alignment.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
first,
the most important thing. Make sure it's safe to drive.
It's like first things first. Like, get it checked properly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are spending a lot of money on stuff, then they get targeted advertising, and they're like, oh, like, I need this. It's gonna boost my testosterone. I'm like, dude, your blood pressure is like 200 over 100.
Let's start with the basics first.
Yeah. If you got the basics covered, there are supplements I think are very helpful and research backed, such as creatine monohydrate.
Okay.
A solid protein powder, because most of us are not getting enough protein. Getting your vitamin D level checked and supplementing, because vitamin D is needed for so many things. It can help your mood. It can help with pain. It can help with so many things. And in our climate and atmosphere, we are just not outside enough. Like, we're not getting enough vitamin D. You know?
Yes.
So those are like top 3 things. And then you can think about things like fish oils and all these other things that can be helpful for certain people, but I'd say cover the bases first.
So how would you know that you're lacking in vitamin D? Would that be like through blood work? Because when I get my blood work, I'm not like, check me for vitamin D. I'm not thinking about that. So is that something you have to ask for?
Yeah, I would ask your doctor, about your about getting blood work for it. It's a specific lab test. It's nothing crazy, not expensive or anything. It's an add-on, but it is good to know, especially with the fall and winter coming. I would say, honestly,
helps out with your immune system.
80-90% of people are deficient. Whether or not it's anything crazy, it might be just low. So taking the right amount for how deficient you are. Now, if you're super deficient, you might need, prescription grade level vitamin D supplementation. But yeah, I would just say get it checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with you, with the acupuncture. So because it's so many questions that people. I mean, it's so many questions where people. I believe the average person would be like, I'm just not even going to look into it.
Oh, totally. They're like, I'm scared of needles. This is going to be crazy.
So what would you advise for like a starting point?
Yeah. Okay.
Just to.
Yeah,
I guess get the ball rolling in that direction.
I'd say, looking into it online, right? Of course, you're going to read all kinds of crazy stuff. But in general, there is some good information about, what it's for, how it's performed, even watching some YouTube about, people who have been getting treatments or, maybe even watching one. What I will say, the first question is it painful? It is generally not. And I put an asterisk in there because some points can be a little more sensitive. Sometimes you might get close to like a superficial nerve that can be as stingy initially, and then it goes away almost immediately. So it's not like, but honestly, most of the needles, people are like, did you start yet? I'm like, I have 10 needles in you right now. Like, you didn't even feel it. So it is user dependent, meaning the practitioner, if they're skilled, you won't feel it at all. If they've been trained, in a different way, maybe you might feel it more. Certain subtypes of acupuncture have a more direct approach where you want to get that person feeling it. Some approaches, you want it to just be in the background. So it is very much variable, but I will say second biggest question is, what is it good for? And my answer is, honestly, I can make it good for anything. So people come in with like pain. Obviously, it can help with pain. People come in with functional issues like migraines or IBS or GERD. All these things that are more of like, it can be sometimes painful, but it's more just annoying and it's chronic and the medications don't really work.
Like ongoing.
And that's more, could be an energetic imbalance in your nervous system. And that's really, and then the third question is like, how does it work, right? So acupuncture generally is stainless steel needles. That's what I use. And they're single use, so I'm not reusing it, nothing like that. And it's actually tapping into the nervous system to getting your body to balance itself out. That's essentially it. We're using electrons, literal energy, which your body is made of, to come back into balance. And it can be thrown off balance because of injury, surgery, poor habits, behaviors. All of these things can contribute to a reason why you might need treatment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of information.
I can go on. I'm gonna stop it right there.
Well, I have to definitely have you back.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I live close by.
This is like a little portion,
a little intro to
what
me.
Doc has to offer, man. But we're going to get the ball rolling on talking about this stuff more because it needs to be. there needs to be a more awareness. So you know, especially this is a subject that's neglected so much.
No one really knows.
Yeah,
you know, it's a very culturally. I mean, obviously it's an Eastern approach. My grandfather was an acupuncturist in Korea.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's been in my family. I'm a professor in it, so I can explain it well. But a lot of people, they go to an acupuncturist. They're not a physician. They're just paying cash, and it's kind of shady. And they're like, "How does this work?" And the person like doesn't answer, or like I had a patient yesterday. They're like, I got acupuncture, asked questions, and the person was visibly pissed off that I was asking them stuff. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like, do not go back there.
Right.
And they weren't a doctor, obviously. They were just like a guy who learned from some class and then is just charging cash.
Just passing it on. Yeah.
That's it.
That's scary.
So, you know, you got to just do your research.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Doc, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I was about to say thanks for having me on, but I was like,
thanks for coming to my
podcast.
But
I feel like a patient right now, like, you know, just you know, getting some answers to some questions. So
sure.
Thanks for coming on, man, and we definitely going to have you back on, man.
This setup is crazy, by the way. Like, this is legit. This is like one of the most legit setups I've seen.
Well, I used to do sound.
Oh, well,
you know, I did sound I did music, so everything's like, I was like, all right, let me put this together, let me do this, let me do that. So
normally I'm like talking into like a phone or something, or like on like a FaceTime or whatever. But no, you got the mics. This is cool.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah. This yeah. So I'm gonna chop that up.
Yeah.
But I feel like I want to run it straight through. So.